Hey yo, what's up? My name is Mizzle. You're watching my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm here doing a review of Law and Order SVU Special Victim Unit Season 21, Episode 5. Alright, y'all. This episode was 3 cases in one. Again, 3 cases in one. So I'm gonna break down each case because it was a lot. I was jumping back and forth between each cases where the detectives show how they are spread thin. They be overworked sometimes, and sometimes like they could have a good quiet day, and then all of a sudden, bam, calls going in. So they all were trying to get enjoy their weekend, have a relaxation. To me, Kat to me is like she was like, oh my gosh, I'm enjoying a quiet Friday night. They would say, don't say that Q word. Don't say quiet. Because once you put that jinx in there, then they will go get the calls. And as soon as she said that, and Riley told her not to say that, they got 3 calls back to back. They got 1 call, another call, another call. So the first call, you saw the scene opening up with a girl named Chloe. She was running out the alleyway. The car was chasing her, so like that. She was running away from the area. And the car left. She ran. Then the second call was from a kid, a 7-year-old kid. When we saw the scene is that the mother, Joelle, was getting beat by the father, Leon. And he was beating her. The son was crying. It's like a classic DV case. And the third call was from a transgender woman that she got thrown out the car, beat up and stuff like that, and then she passed out in the street. So 3 different cases. They all was called simultaneously back to back from each other. Alright, so I want to talk about the Chloe case. Alright, so the Chloe case is a young girl. She was at the hospital. Her parents is so flustered and stuff like that. They said that his guy, we go to guy, his name is Muhammad, he did this, all that stuff like that. The parents is very involved. Too much vocally than the freaking Chloe. I would say, listen, they had Benson and Ron was trying to get close to Chloe to talk to her because sometimes the parents could put things in a child's mind and make them say this one things when it's not that. So Chloe's mother is friends with the DA Adine, who was Carissy boss. So they was putting the call in, trying to get this thing going and trying to make the rest as quick as possible. So they was talking. Benson was talking to her and saying that she got to the car, a black car, got in the back seat. He stopped. He got behind, got in the car. He said he had a flat tire. He got the car. He went to the back, ripped the clothes off, forced touch her inappropriately, and she got out. But she pushed him away, and she got out of the van. And that's the thing. But she was worried about her shoes. She was so worried about the shoes in the car, she want them back. So Benson said, if we find the shoes, we gotta hold on for evidence. All right. So she worried about. I said, why she all this stuff? She worried about her own shoes. I was like, F that shoes, like that, right? So they found the guy, Muhammad, because I guess that's an ID. Because when they show her the lineup and the pictures, the parents were trying to be interjecting so much, but Riley said no, let her through. And so when she looked at it, she identified Muhammad was the same one that the parents was identifying. So I guess she was trying to please her parents. So she identified the guy. So they pick up the guy, got him in the jail cells like that, and they talking to him, and he said he didn't do it. He got a lawyer. The lawyer said, what you doing here? This is not happening. It's right. You did the wrong thing. So as they was doing that, they found out the freaking his app shows that he had a call for Chloe, but Chloe did not show up for the appointment. So he canceled that thing and picked up another client around the time that she got assaulted in Jersey. So he couldn't be in 2 places at once. So it seems to me that she may have identified the wrong guy. I guess she said it so quickly. She did it because she wanted to please her plans to get this thing done, even though she may notice that she had ID'd the wrong person. So she ran along with it, ran with the ride. So they said, we gonna get this crazy, then we're gonna get this straightened out. So what they did is that, alright, identified Muhammad, And it's that, so what it did is that they check it out, to check the cameras around that time that she supposed to got in the car. Since it's like Muhammad is all right. So when they figured out that was the done case, so they checked the camera and they saw the license plate of a car that she got into. It was a black car, but not the one that Muhammad was driving, because he couldn't be there. So they checked the license plates and they ran to a guy who's 63 years old, figured in Queens. I was like, because Chloe identified a guy who could be in his 20s, like his 20s, something like that. Not an old guy, 63 years old, who did this. So when Rollins took Finn with her, they checked the car and they saw her shoes in the car. But they was like, hope she didn't identify the wrong guy, so just because she get the shoes. So it's like, what is going on here? So we said, so Rollins said, the person's 63 years old. She identified her as 20. So what is that? She's lying to us? She duking us like that? So they went inside. The guy, thinking they was TLC, he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do this, I didn't have the money, I gotta do this, I'm gonna try to get out, all that, so like that. He was so worried because he had owned a taxi cab in Medallion, so like that. He can't pay it off. He's run behind in his payments, so like, or whatever. He didn't have enough money to pay that Medallion, that $1 million that Medallion off. So I guess the Uber and stuff like that is, I guess it's like kind of prevalent to what this thing now, like the taxi drivers are suicide and killing themselves because they can't pay their car thing off, and they working so all those long hours and not making enough money, so they killing themselves, and Ubers and Lyft is taking away their business. So that's exactly what the story is about. So the guy said, no, what's going on? So then he thought that was TLC trying to take away my. So he said, no. He said, we SVU. He says like sexual assault and victim. So he said, I didn't do nothing, no. I was here. I didn't do anything. And he said, who else have access to your car? And they heard some noise. And he said, who's that? He said, my son Sanjay. And he said, tell your son Sanjay to come out here. You see Sanjay running out. So Sanjay running, Wallace called up to him. And the father said, Sanjay, what did you do? And so Sanjay said, I did it for you, Daddy. I said, oh, he did it for him? What is it? Basically, when it comes boiled down to it is that they talked to Sanjay. He basically admitted that he had did it. He said, yes, the father borrowed $1 million from the Medallion. He can't pay that off. The Uber company drive him out of his business, so he can't pay it, so he's struggling. So he want to teach a lesson to badmouth the bad name to Uber. So when he posed himself as an Uber, and he didn't meant to do anything to her. He wanted to do is scare her and everything, and he did it to scare her, so it could draw bad business from the Uber. That one case was shut down. He said, good, they got a confession, but you still need an ID. She went there without her parents, and she identified Sanjay. So that's one thing out of things. So what it is that when it went to case that he get a $50,000 on bail. So he won. Carissy won that first case. All right. So the second one is Joelle. So we get Joelle Fuller is married to Leon, and they got a son. And we saw that he's beating her and everything, beating her up. Son called the cops, and they got down there. Finn is the one who taking charge of this case, and he's there. When he first arrived there, the son hold a bandage to the mom head. The mom said he shouldn't have come here. You should not have been here. I don't know why he called the cops. And I said, your son is protecting you. He don't want to see you hurt. So yes, he called the cops. That was a smart boy to call the cops, because you could have died. It could have been even worse. So call the cops again, take him to the hospital. They said, anywhere can I take your son? No, call the hospital. Everything. They took him to the hospital, and yeah, they was talking to her more. And basically she was saying it was some drinking going on. It was, we separating right now. We trying to get a divorce, and he's agitated. He's drinking. He trying to force himself into it. He trying to make me give us his demands. He said, what kind of demand he trying to make you? He said, you know what it is. So basically he trying to have her, force her to have sex with him. And I guess when she didn't want to comply to the sex demands, he beats her. And of course, it's enhanced with the alcohol drinking that he had done. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's not gonna be good. So it's a classic TV. So they said, can you go to a rape kit and we're gonna test the thing and stuff like that. But she is like a classic person who don't want to press charges. She don't want this to blow over. She wants this to go away. She wants to drop it. She wants the cops to stop pushing. Because if they feel like they keep pushing, it's gonna make worse for them. It's like that. But they only think about themselves, but they don't think about their kids. It's like that. How they don't know and don't believe that them investigating and pushing it will help her situation further. Now it make it worse because if she don't want to press charges, he could still be out there roaming free. So the son thinks that his father lives in a truck and everything because he drives around in a truck, and that was that. So they took the son. Sorry, they took the son to his aunt's house. Wow. But she refused to the rape kit. She's not trying to do the rape kit and everything. She went to her sister's house, and that's that. They picked up Leon and his truck. They arrested him and all that stuff. But he's saying that she wanted it, all that stuff. Don't believe her. She's lying. She putting this bad light into me. She wanted me to rough her up and say, you don't have it. She wanted to help. She wanted me to do this to her. I was like, why she want all that to do that to you? Like, do that to her. I don't think she would actually get beat. So he tried to flip it to make it seem like it was her idea about everything, and she want this happening to her. I said, oh, okay, whatever. So they went on. Then Finn played the recording, the 911 recording to Benson, Captain Benson. And it was very disturbing. You could hear the noise in the background, and the son is agitated. The son is upset. He said, "Mom, stop, Daddy hit Mommy." And all that. The call, it was very stressful to hear that call. I was like, it was like damaging. You can hear him beating her. She's crying out in the background. He's calling her. He's crying and everything. It was terrible. So Benson went to talk to Joelle, the sister, Aaliyah, and Andre there. Finn took Andre outside to play while Benson talked to Aaliyah. Well, basically talked to Joelle, but Aaliyah was there. She interjected. She said, "Why are you doing this? Stop pushing. What's the best for her?" And stuff like that. So Benson trying to make it seem like you don't want your son to grow up in this type of environment. She said, what think you type of environment he walk in? A type of environment where he growing up seeing violence, seeing the father beating the mother, and then when he grow up, he think that's normal, and he could start beating women. We're not going to have that happening. So, no, we don't want that as a normal for your son. It seems like he's very smart, bright little son of your boy, and know that that's not the right thing to do. And you know young boys subject to their mother, so seeing the mother getting hurt and beat like that is very damaging. Very damaging. It's like that. Domestic violence is no joke, especially when you're growing up seeing that. And I have grown up seeing that. So it's like I know firsthand how damaging it could be. So you don't want that. So that was like, they looking at that, and they played the taping, and she was like, she started crying and upsetting the sister. Leah said, "You upsetting my sister? Turn that off." I bet she needs to hear that, because if she don't want to press charges, it's gonna make it worse. Because if you keep him out there, he gonna come after y'all, and it gonna be damaging and worse than that. So I know y'all don't want to believe the police officers like that. Y'all don't want to believe the cops. Y'all don't want to press no charges because it's gonna be dangerous. Y'all think it'll go away. It's not going away if y'all don't do anything about this. So she agreed. She agreed to that. But she agreed. But no, before she agreed, Carisi was like, because at first she did not agree to the rape kit. She denied the rape kit. So that can't happen. So they can't test the rape. So, but they see the evidence of abuse in her face. So she denied that everything. So they can't really do that. So they would say they need her to go to the stand, because they was like, they could still take the case to court without her cooperating, but they would most have to use the 7-year-old boy to testify, so they didn't want to put that boy in the stand like that. So they said, we need her to cooperate or we're going to drop the case. So that's when Benson went to the house. She agreed. But later on, Later on, Aaliyah came and she told him that Joel is not pressing charges. She gonna drop the thing. They're not legally divorced yet, so he gonna go away. So that means the child support is being dropped, and drop the case. Do not keep pushing. Do not call, and that's it. It's done. He's out the life. But if the child support is being stopped, that means then the cash flow will stop, and how she gonna raise everything. So Benson went to talk to her, and they realized they could get. They said they talked to Finn because it seemed like that case about to get blown out the water. Finn talked to Leon, and Leon said he will agree to the assault, but he need to drop the rape charges. He will plead guilty for the assault, but not to the rape charge that they dropped the rape charge. That's the only way he will plead to guilty to the assault. So they brought this up, and Carissa said, what's going on? I mean, what happened? Still no answer questions. She not agreeing. She not pressing charges. Something like that. They said that ask no questions. Why he dropping the rape and the assault? Let it be. So that's go. Good. The bail is 50,000, and he pleaded guilty to the thing, and they opened to dropping the rape charges. So, but that was 2 cases. So the judge said, "Oh, Carissa, you trying to go for a turkey right now?" Like he stayed there, and the judge said, "Oh, I guess we both were working right now." The judge said, "Gosh," and then was the 3rd case. He said, "Oh, you trying to go for the turkey right now? Like what's going on?" So he got 2 to 3 charges. Now the last case, all right. Officer to me, she overcharged this case because she got the call for that. She recognized the victim. It was a transgender woman named Akira. The police officer who was going there handcuffed her to the freaking bed like she was the freaking perpetrator. I said, "Hold up, she's the victim. Why are you treating her like she's the freaking suspect?" And that's like, it's very prevalent. Even though as progressive as this day and age is, there's still some people like that who treat them like they're criminals, like they did something wrong. Even though you see all that beat and scarred on their faces, but they don't want to criminalize this as well. So they talked. You see the thing, and she said she was in the pier. The guy, it's a rich guy that came. She got inside the car. She performed over him. The fact that he couldn't get it up, or get hard, or stay hard. He went soft. He got mad. He beat her. Took the flashlight. Beat her on the flashlight. He threw her out the car and everything. That's what it was. She remember he was a blue eyes. Oh, what's it? I don't know. I don't know what it was. Blue eyes. He had a Doritos color car. He reported as missing, like he was missing a car, stuff like that. And he had a door that opened like wings. Alright, I said, okay. So it seemed like he done it before. So they went to talk to the guy. They identified him as suspect is Paul Davey. They identify him. Akira identified the guy. So they went to the place that is that because Benson told Carissa to go with to me because she said they identified the guy. She was gonna go arrest him, but they said no, don't do that because if you arrest him, he gonna lawyer it up and it's gonna be bad for their cases. Right now they all in the all-time high stress with all 3 cases in one time. So they try and make this right so they can get all 3 cases stick. So they got to do this right. So if to me, when they do the wrong thing, she used to do fights. It's SVU. You got to handle things differently. Especially when you get that confession, you want to get the charges. So they went. He said, I put my car stolen. This was hacked. He went around the area. He was doing golfing. Left the thing. Got a car stolen and stuff. So they showed a picture of the gun. He looked at it. He said, oh, I don't know what that those people. So like that. I said, oh, you could tell his hatred against those. You're using them and you beating them. You're using them and you hiding them, and then you beating them because you can't get whatever you want. But you have hatred against these people, like trans women, transgender. So I said, oh, okay, he's one of those. So Carissa said, go to the pier because it seemed like this is not the first time he had done this. So Officer Tameen went over there and she talked to some of the people. They realized, yeah, they identified Paul, and they said, oh yes, he has been doing this a lot, and he did that to me. He did it to a couple other people. So So they arrested her. They need a confession from him. They gonna lawyer. They need a confession. So, um, so when they went to talk to Paul with the lawyer, they showing different victims that he has done, and he's looking at everyone, it's like that, and apparently he was gonna think he could get away with it, but not. He said, "No, buddy, you're not getting away with it. We gonna arrest you for this, all that stuff." So they got him. So to me, what to talk to Akira said, you need to come down to ADA and talk to them and everything, and we get this straightened out. She was hesitant, but she said, you know what? Okay, we're gonna do it. I'll do it for you. The day of the court, all right. Remember, he just won 2 cases. The day of the court, the last case is they came in with the lawyer. He was gonna do this. They said, we're gonna drop the charges because we got a signed affidavit from Akira stating that she fabricated the whole story. She made it up and everything. And the thing caused Carissa said, "Oh my God, she looked like she was a course, it's like that." She basically set the payout because she didn't like where she was going. So I guess any of the money they was gonna give her, I think we were gonna buy her out, and that's exactly what they did. They bought her. They got released the guy and R&R, so he won 2 out of 3 cases. He lost that last case. So Kat went to me. He said, if 2 people is raised," she said, "if 2 people, my mother told me, you turn garbage into people into riches or gold, or you turn gold people into garbage. And I'm the garbage is the gold." So see this, it got the new coat, the new fur. It was like she was happy with it. And to me, he said, "They from the heads up." He said, "Oh, that's what it is. I got to look for myself." So that's why. So Carissa said, "Listen, as you were trying to work the case, she was looking at for herself." So this is SVU. Sometimes that happens. But that was the 3 cases, y'all. It was a lot in this episode, but it was good. So please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me what you feel about this episode, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right? Peace.